Hi there, I hope you're all doing well. This week I'm trying out a new camera, so I wanted to be fairly simple with the Mini. With that in mind, I'll grab Teqi from the Secrets of Teqi campaign by One Page Rules. It was black and white zenithally primed, and I get started with royal purple over all of these skin. The main reason I'm using this colour over all of these skin instead of just these scales is I want a shared shadow colour between all of the colours. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description, or you can share anything you have been working on. Next up, the softer part of the skin, well, the skin that's not got scales on it. This all gets done with Sword Hilt Burgundy. I'm not going for full coverage on this as, like I said earlier, this is for a shared shadow colour between the scales and the skin. So this is going over a majority of it, just leaving that darker tone in the recesses. While waiting for the skin to dry, I grabbed British Khaki and gave all of the leather parts a once over. With the skin now dry, I came back in with Perisher Pink and added a highlight to the raised parts of the soft skin. Adding a highlight to these scales now, I went over the tops of them with Sorcerer's Cloak. This is pretty much just a dry brush over the top, is by far the easiest way to do this. While waiting for everything to dry, I took the opportunity to give the base a once over with burnt umber. Getting a highlight and some variation onto the leather parts now, I went over there with Griffon claw in the areas that would be getting hit by the light the most. For all of the claws and nose horn, I went with Skeleton Legion. Now for all of the metal parts. These are all going to be gold, so I went over them with a couple of coats of greedy gold, as this just doesn't cover well, but once it covers well, it looks really nice. Getting started on the feathers, these are all going to have a once over of space grey Xpress colour to start with. To add a bit of a grade and some visual interest to the feathers, I went over the bottom of them with nuclear yellow. This space grey is still wet as well, so it helps blend the two colours together, but that does mean that you have to actually give a couple of coats to the yellow, otherwise it just looks like a greyish yellow. Making the gold have some more shine now, I grabbed Shining Silver and done what is essentially a dry brush over the gold parts, just catching random parts to help break it up a little bit. Now onto the washes, I get started with purple tone wash over all of the skin and scales. For the gold parts now, I used mid brown. This has that reddish tint to it that adds a bit of warmth into those golds. finishing off with Archaic Sepia wash over just the leather parts. And that will be it for Teqi. I just added some texture paste and tufts to the base just to finish him off. Even though the skin has that shared shadow color, I think the pink might be a little bit too bright for my liking, so next time I'll probably tie it more towards a purple tint. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description, where you can share anything you have been working on. As always, if you want a closer look at this mini, check out my Instagram page. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Most importantly though, be kind to each other.